Okay, I'm gonna try to get this done in one. Thank you, and for checking on or clicking on to this video of the second part of my free comic book day coverage slash comics giveaway day 2026. This is part 2 of 5. Um, it's kind of looking dicey whether I'm going to get the entire set or not. I'm considering ordering online. I talk about this in the first 2 opening paragraphs of my blog, and I'm confused as to what happened on Free Comic Book Day concerning a book called Ablazes, the Sumerian, the Curse of the Black Pool, off the top of my head, or did a book and instead Black Bad Idea is doing a series of Warbird by writer, gee whiz, his name escapes me. But the artist is Alex Maleev, and I believe the covers are being done by Frank Whiteley, and someone was and some there's some listing on either Graham Cracker Comics or Midtown Comics or some other resale outlet that that Warbird uh, issue 0 is a free comic book day. I thought it was not officially released. But anyway, I'm going over the next 9 books to my pile. And they happen to be the first one is the Comics Giveaway Day edition, and it is Masters of the Universe with a backup featuring Dungeons and Dragons. Tim Seeley, who writes a lot of comic books for at least I've been reading. I mean, I read one of the other day of the X-Force series he's doing, and I believe he does some work in this magazine, Heavy Metal, too. I think so. But the first story, he wrote the first story as sort of a introduction piece to the mythos of Eternia, the planet where Prince Adam / He-Man resides. And he recites the entire history of what, or most of the history of what he's done as his alter ego, the barbarian, heroic gladiator He-Man, to save his planet from the horrible malignical forces of Skeletor. But there was another guy behind Skeletor who I never heard of. They were chronicling this adventure that took place on Snake Mountain, and gee whiz, Hordak. I never heard of this character. Is he just exclusive to the comics? I don't know. And another guy called King Hiss. Never heard of these guys. Or are these guys from the cartoon series? I don't remember, man. I just remember every episode seemed like it was the same formula of the old series, not the new series, and the one on Netflix that Kevin Smith did and another company. They were pretty good. They were sort of like a serial type of story. But with the old series, the old based on the toy line would tell, it was like a done in one thing, and it seemed like the same plot recycled over and over again. I never got into it, but so He-Man tells the story, and he's just trying to win over this nursemaid at the end, but I think he got cock blocked by his old girlfriend, Tila. Yeah. So He-Man couldn't seal the deal that night. So the backup, the Dungeons and Dragons story features the the evil sorcerer Morden Caninian. Am I pronouncing that right? Not sure. I'm not big on the game. I always dodged after school activities such as role playing games. Well, I think I did one time, and I think I was like stayed like 7 o'clock at night, after school, to join these guys. And yeah, that's not something I want to do every weeknight or I think it was like Tuesday, Wednesday nights, and it wasn't for me. So I know some people work. They take lunch break to play some D&D, and I assume I guess they mark off where they left off to play the following day. But that's this is from Dark Horse, and so I also stated in my blog that if you really have to, when you see the new movie that comes out, I think the first weekend of June, you probably take this issue with you, and maybe give you a guide to the characters while you're watching. I don't know. Next, I have Nice House on the Lake. It's a free comic book day edition, DC Vertigo. And when I read this, I said, what am I missing out on? I mean, seriously, why didn't I not pick this up? My former roommate who used to live with me, he's a big fan of John Tynion's the Fourth's work, the Image series, Department of Truth. He's always had to pick that up for him while he was living with me. So, but this is really something else. The premise is the guy gathers all these people, his friends, his close friends, to go to a strange house on the lake, and it seems like the house is not really located on this plane of reality. It's somehow on another plane of reality, and all these guys, they watch on TV the world being destroyed around them, but yet they're safe. And man, I said, why didn't either Netflix, who's done a few shows for Vertigo adaptations, Sweet Tooth, Sandman, and the sequel series Dead Boy Detectives. I think that's right. And this would have easily could have been produced or made. This is wonderful. Like I said in the blog, I don't know what I'm missing out on, and I should immediately go to Barnes & Noble next week. I'm being let back in the office, by the way, next week, because the horrible labor dispute is done with. And I got to pick up the first volume of the trade paperback of this, because this is wonderful. And it's pretty cool. They got all these facsimiles of website pages and stuff. I'm sure it's been done plenty of times before, but it's part of it becomes like a component of the story. And the artwork by Alvaro Martinez Bonano, it's got the same feel as Ed Brubaker's and Sean Phillips's Criminal, like the same panel layouts with no borders and stuff. I really dig that, just inside the house of the lake. And I don't want to blow things here, but one of the things that puzzles me about this series, they're marketing as a DC Vertigo book now. And DC Vertigo has come back from the dead, and they're going to be less focused on DC centric characters. Like you remember Shade, Changing Man, Animal Man, Doom Patrol. They were all DC books that became Vertigo books, but now this started out as a DC book, but now it's being labeled as a DC Vertigo book. And it does mention Superman in it, so I figured that it must take place in the DC universe. But I guess DC Comics is allowed to change the rules on you. Next is Free Comic Book Days version. This is the third in a row of Conan, a Conan book that Titan's released, and it's the Tides of the Tyrant King, and it's going to be a miniseries this fall, featuring this Conan and a World War One soldier who goes by the name. Is that something else, man? That 2-page. We are so not deserving of Free Comic Book Day to have a spread like this. This is wonderful. And his name is Stephen Koskin. He's from Texas, and he finds himself in a parallel venture with Conan, and it's going to be coming to a mystical confrontation with a mutual enemy of sorts, and which is hinted at here. And here is the the preview ad for it is Tales of the Tides of the Tyrant King, which starts in of all places Savage Sword of Conan number 16, which is a book I'm having a hard time of getting of late. I've complained on the blog that I've missed 2 issues in a row of Savage Sword of Conan, and I ordered them. I don't know why they don't arrive, but I do order them. I love every book that Titan has done of Conan the Barbarian so far. It's not disappointing. It's never disappointing. Jim Zub has got he's got a psychic hold on the character of almost. And he takes him to places that Conan has rarely seen before. Like he loves to play with timelines. He likes to establish a Howard verse where the characters are all interact some way. And he's done like 2 previous specials before this where Conan's interacted with several of other Howard creations like Solomon Kane and Brahman, I believe, is another one. And there were 2 in the 19th century. There were 2 like archaeologists or something like that, or professors that that were part of the story, and I love them. And here's the other thing, the other great things they have is they have these great text pieces about the history of Robert E. Howard's history. And I remark in the blog how this guy, in 36 years of life, he managed to create so many rich and complex characters, and you imagine if he lived longer what he could have done. Anyway, that's the 4th book. Wonderful Titan issue. All right, now here comes my blah 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 of the year comic. I don't know what it's the big hoopla about this. I don't know why this is so sought after, but yet I had to put it. You see, I had to put it in plastic already because people are selling this thing for $25, $30, some up to $50, and only Free Comic Book Day that's got countless variant covers. It's ridiculous. I don't know why we can't take one day out of the year for comic book companies to just simply put out a sampler book for kids, for people to try to see if you like your product. Why do you got to make it to some mega cash cow? I don't freaking get it. It's wrong. It's totally freaking wrong. Save that for the pulls. Save that for the shelves. I mean, you're here to help promote your company into getting them interested in reading your product, not trying not to oversell them on such nonsense as slabbing and variants and everything. But anyway, I don't know why the FOMO is about this. I read the book, didn't really blow me over. It's a unique premise. It's based on a role-playing game that is now headed towards the young adults graphic novel shelves, and let's just open one or two pages, and in case you haven't seen inside it, I mean the artwork is it's nice, but it's not that. I mean, it's enough to lure me into to pursue this as a regular thing. But this is an excerpt from an upcoming graphic novel, and the premise is this guy, he has to go rescue his cat who got stuck in the snow out in Seattle or something, and he's out in his boxer shorts. Didn't think anyone was gonna notice because he's out there to grab his cat for real quick, and all of a sudden the apocalypse happens, and he's stuck there in his boxer shorts, and his cat is nasty, mean and nasty. It was actually his girlfriend's cat, and he gets these. I don't know. All of a sudden, this guy is writing to him, or this AI device, is writing to him, and it curses him out and stuff like that. And some poor old lady neighbor, got her head chopped off, and all this. And I try to make sense of it, but I'll put that, save that for later. Next is Gun Honey, doubles down. A rather tame edition compared to the full frontal nudity and profanity that's in all the other previous issues before it. So this is a little PG preview primer for the new upcoming series coming out. It's only 4-issue miniseries. They'll make a big deal out of it. They're mainly only 4-issue series. It's Gun Honey, and the writer explains that, well, you love action thrillers, John Wick and James Bond, Mission Impossible movies, and twisty crime stories, beautiful and deadly femme fatales, then you've come to the right place. And I would have left John Wick out of there. It's violent, but it's not rapid fire violence compared to a John Wick movie. But I like the series. I read a few of them. And they're under the hard case crime banner that Titan has done many books of in the past. There used to be a few series here, maybe 5 or 6 series in the past, but they seem to be whittled down to one. Actually, if you've seen the short-lived series Quarry on I would say, well, I guess it was on Showtime. That was based on a hard case crime novel, which in turn became a couple of miniseries, and Max Allan Collins wrote them. But I can't show too much of this book because there's some nudity in it, few nudity, and there's a black and white portion, and I mean, for budget reasons, I dropped them. Next, Sonic the Hedgehog. This is from IDW, and it's a part of the comics giveaway banner. I don't have as many this week around. I'll probably up the ante next week. Sonic Hedgehog. What can I say? It's not my thing. The colors are pretty in it. I mean, it's a sharp looking book, and I know Sonic Hedgehog's got many fans, but I'm not one of them. Never watched the cartoon series. Never watched the movies or the Paramount Plus limited series they have on one of the characters, or certainly did not play the game. But each time I read a past Free Comic Book Day edition of this character, it seems like it's the same story told over and over again to me. Except the main baddie's missing. There's no Dr. Eggman in this. He's missing, and I guess that sets up a whole new mini series or whatever, that on the search for their enemy. And there's the nasty the knots, whatever they call them, the bin knots. And like I said, the color is beautiful. Let me see what's the big thing here. Well, there's something I guess you can scan to find out more what more products are. The IDW, Canon, and here's the all the trade paperbacks. But there's something here that hints that this story continues in some other form. What it is, I can't tell you. All right. Power Rangers, another. This is another highly anticipated book, and I checked in the back. I've been checking the resales on the like Graham Cracker Comics and Midtown, and they've got this slightly higher than like I think like $8 or so. But I could have swore that Power Rangers was done in comic form before, but people are saying this is their first ever appearance in comics. I'm not so sure about that, but it's published by Boom Studios, and they're right not too far from where I work. This is a Comics Giveaway Day edition also, and this previews 3 series that are coming out in rapid succession. The first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, is coming out in June next month, and there's a little preview of some of the legendary villains and giants. They'll be, their face. You probably recognize them from the series. And the next one, okay, there's that cover for the first issue coming out next month. The next one is Power Rangers Unlimited. I guess it's a play on the Justice League theme. There are many, there are over the years there have been more and more Power Rangers introduced, and I guess this series celebrates all of them. And it's led by a member of the original team, the Yellow Ranger, Trini Conan. So that's her right there. And there's the big splash page of that. And there is the cover of Power Rangers Unlimited coming out in July. In the next issue, I would assume that it's a first, they're doing multiple miniseries on each individual Power Ranger character. And the first one is going to be green. And it's sort of reading it, it sort of reminds me of Green Lantern a bit. In this parallax phase, and there's a nice big long interview with all the creators. So there you have it. And a little sketch book in the back. So the character designs. Oh, that's interesting. I forgot to mention this on my blog. Oh, there you go. And there's good things. This one, this is a mysterious one. This was announced at the last minute, and now I know the title is called Deicidium Omens. I thought there was an Octocon or something like Octocidium or something. I got the D mixed up with the no. And this is a series by Ram V. He's a very popular Eisner Award-winning writer of a lot of DC horror books like Swamp Thing, and Justice League Dark. What else am I missing? Oh, he just finished writing New Gods, which was pretty good. And this is his self-created series with Evan Cagle and Anand RK, and it's an interesting premise. It's some professor has some kind of beeline or psychic link with some super gods of the past, and I guess he's planning to stage a coup in this current world of current city of I don't know. It's some dystopian rundown city. I can't. I should have wrote it down. But anyway, he seems to do all of his research or connects online at a coffee shop, and eventually he stays there all day until he gets kicked out. And here he's talking to some military units, and I guess they're going to activate all these gods to wreak havoc upon society. And I guess this is like a holographic Joker type of dude. And it looks all interesting. I might be trying a few issues of this because the artwork is just stunning. I hope they keep it with the black and white style. I mean, this what makes it it makes it look like very heavy metalish, and like that. We love that, don't we? And here's interesting. The gods are returned. Kill all the gods. It's like I would say some elements of Charity of the Gods mixed in with the Eastern philosophy or mysticism, and it's just style of writing. I think he hails from India, and he likes to inject Hinduism in a lot of his stories. Yeah, sort of like, if he and Grant Morrison grabbed the beard together, this is what he probably would get. He also writes these crime stories, and these look interesting. I wanted to check these out when next time I'm Barnes and Noble. See, they have got copies of these. These look interesting. And don't mention can't mention the artwork. Evan Cagle, he's an animator, and I think I know him from Love, Sex, and Robots. I think he's done some stuff for them, but don't quote me. That's that penultimate issue, and here is something that I would not expect to be in love with. But I proclaim that the first story in this Garfield one-shot is one of the best stories, Free Comic Book Day stories of this year, and I really enjoyed it. It is called Comics Collector's Classic, and it's basically a parody on the FOMO situation that is wreaking havoc across our industry with the slabbing, the grading, and the variants and all this crazy stuff that we have to be, the 51 variants, the 101 variants. It just goes on and on and on. And Mark Evan here, a writer who lives close by to where I work, who sadly had his house broken into and had all his Jack Kirby art stolen. It really sucks. But I run into him occasionally when I'm going down to my employer's theater to see movies. And here, let me look. The Zonionator. It ends up that I don't know who this character is. I never knew that there was a rival for his master's affections, that he had to bring in another kitten into the mix. So, but he always ends up getting his butt kicked out of the house, and he pisses Garfield off so far that he gets thrown out of the house, and lands in this lady's garbage can. And what's at the bottom of this garbage can is this, what he thinks is a rare 1930s comic, and ultra powerful guy, and for some reason he takes the chance that it might be worth some money, and they look it up, and holy cow, it's worth like $100,000. So they take it to a comic book shop, and And the comic book shop owner goes, "Geez, you got something. You hit on something lucky here. It's authentic. It's it's an authentic, ultra powerful guy. Issue number 1 from 1930 or something like that." And he's told, "Well, I can't buy it from you, man. It's way too rich for my blood." And he's just to go to an auction house, and sure enough, the auctioneer says, "This is an authentic number 1 issue, and we'll put up an auction, see how much we get." And they get around $100,000. It could go for $100,000. They easily, or even more. But something happens with this guy again. This guy is allergic to paper. He happens to be allergic to paper, the old comic book newsprint paper. And that's sort of true. I mean, if I pick up if I pick up one of my old comic books or something like that, and I love to just press against my nose to smell that old newsprint, But sometimes it makes you sneeze, and you gotta sneeze away from your comic and stuff like that, and otherwise, but it doesn't work. That turning his head doesn't work into the kitty's favor, and the issue goes flying out the window. And winds up getting run over by a truck. And the last page, I'm not going to show you because it just blows the ending of the story. And the second story is about there's a mice who wants to be eaten by Garfield, but Garfield doesn't eat mice. He only eats lasagna and pizza and stuff. And but this guy is determined to be eaten by Garfield. And apparently, well, since Garfield doesn't want him, these 2 other neighborhood cats want him. And so it goes. And here's a little preview of Baby Garfield. Graphic novel series that's coming out. But hey, there's the cover for it. Here's the first, and it's coming out in November, just in time for Thanksgiving. You too can eat turkey with Garfield. So that's it for this week. I don't have my pile with me, but hopefully I'll be getting more of those. When I go in the shop Wednesday, maybe they'll be waiting for me there. But I'm missing all the Udon titles. I can easily get all the Udon titles, like Mega Man and stuff. And there's another anime book. But I'm perplexed as what's the situation with this Sumerian comic book. I saw someone that took a picture of it, but the content said, I think it's a French edition because it had something was different on the cover on it. And what else? I'm missing a 10-speed Mr. Magic. And one other title I'm missing. Oh, Pizza and Taco. Yeah, I need to get that one. But that's easily available. I saw them all easily available. And I shall see what my luck will bring me. All right. I'll reconvene next week. Bye.